right, what's going on, ISSRADIO fans? Today we're graced with the two legends from Tribe XR and the DJ coach, DJ Hapa and Ozan. What's up, guys?
What's up?
Hey, welcome to ISSRADIO. So, wanted to just kind of introduce both of you here. I know Tribe is a huge part of right now of our entire universe, and meeting DJ Hapa, it is amazing. It is like just meeting a legend in real life. So I want to start with you. Give me a brief of your history, what you do,
okay,
as well as how you got started with the passion of the DJ coach.
Sure. So, first and foremost, I'm a DJ. Started DJing in '96, so I'll let you do the math. And currently, I sit at the intersection of the DJ world, education, and technology. And a huge part of that, all of those things obviously are incorporated into what my role is with Tribe. I'm heading up education and working on partnerships and whatnot. So, it's been freaking awesome. I literally get a chance to wake up and do what I love to do every single day. And not many people get a chance to say that. So, really blessed to be able to do that. And it's been quite a journey.
Okay, so now we're here with Ozan from Tribe. How you doing, buddy?
Good man. Thanks for having me.
So good to finally meet you.
Yeah, it's good to meet you in person. I've seen you virtually online for months, maybe even years at this point.
Yeah.
And my understanding of the metaverse and VR is shaped largely by your presence in the community. So it's great to meet you in person.
Yeah, same here. And the mix of VR and Tribe, they go hand in hand.
Yeah.
And I think your vision of that really made it very clear for everybody to know that the future is going to advance to where we are going to have these nightclubs that we can all party in and hug each other and be very virtual, but the experience of the visuals and the audios that Tribe brings to our level, right?
Yeah. The thing that I experienced when I first discovered VR is just how powerful platform it is, and that sense of presence that you get when you're in there, and that sense of immersion that you get, and the freedom that you have to be able to move around with your hands and gesture, and you just get this simulation experience. It's like stepping into the Matrix kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
Exactly.
And the question that we had was, how do you leverage this tech as much as possible?
Right.
And we wanted to apply it to education, basically, because it really is like an I know Kung Fu moment from the Matrix, where by being in the headset, you're able to live out a simulation of a particular experience. You can sense all the spatial phenomena of, in our case, music and DJing, all the spatial phenomena of being in a club with a crowd, all the butterflies you get when you're around other people. And so, the proof is in the pudding. When you learn to DJ in Tribe and then go onto physical equipment, you recognize everything. It's a pretty amazing, mental trick that happens. You're wow, I know where the power button is, and I feel totally comfortable with it. So hopefully builds confidence, in these aspiring DJs, and gets them onto the physical equipment, gets them expressive and communicative. So that's the goal for the platform.
I think also with any game that we've ever played, whether it's been a racing game or a learning game, it always goes to the next level when it goes to teach us something.
Yeah.
Tribe is teaching us how to excel at what we do, our art form, right? So with all the skills of Hapa and you and everybody else showing us a training, and with all the things you've added onto it to be more like a training school, if you will, that really advances not only your game, but also our experience and our heightened awareness of where we're going to grow and develop, to also get that feeling that we can do it. Yeah, for sure. The thing is that, I guess, life is difficult. There's all kinds of challenges. There's things that we want to do to bring joy into the world, both for ourselves and then for others as well. And music is just this phenomenon, and it has all these different meanings. Sometimes it's for worship, sometimes it's for dance, sometimes it's for therapy, sometimes it's for just the storytelling of some kind. It can be so many different things in a live context. And so the goal is give people that want to do it the ability to create this amazing content and share it with other people. So in Tribe, for example, we have the tools, we have all the virtual equipment, but we also really focused on the multiplayer components. So we got all the social features as well, so that you can connect with others and DJ back to back over the internet, and you can produce things and share them with the world, so that you can get that essential joy that you want from music. with Ozan explaining about the game and the interaction and the social of it, how do you feel the interaction of the education coming into it is going to help others grow within the game?
Yeah, I mean, I think first and foremost, the way that we like to describe Tribe and the Tribe experience is a DJ simulation, and it is meant to. I heard you talking about how, you know, we reduce the friction between the simulated world or the virtual world and the real world, and I think like that's a really unique take, because a lot of times when people are building things in VR, they're building fantasy environments and things like that, as opposed to something that actually exists. And I think because of that, the training can be then replicated in real life, and you know, we see it all around us where people start in Tribe and then they end up on real gear, and you know, it's not an or, it's an and so, but more specifically, some of the tools inside of Tribe, I mean, we can do things in Tribe on the education side that we couldn't do in real life. I mean, we're scoring how good your timing is. We're, you know, indicating which button to hit when, and showing you where this button is, and you're seeing what it actually does. And so that overlay, I mean, you just can't do that in real life. And then obviously the big one being that you can access equipment that would cost you hundreds, if not thousands of dollars to be able to have in real life as well. So, you know, these are things that are really important, and you know, I think like are a part of the education process. Yeah.
Do you feel as a seasoned veteran DJ yourself in IRL that something like this tool actually even helps you grow?
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I think there are times where, you know, I've been able to play in Tribe and, you know, not have my actual equipment. I mean, even on the side of creating the content, I mean, I remember one time very vividly, we were getting ready to, like, we were moving out of one house and moving into another house. I had stuff all over the place. I wasn't in my studio. We needed to record some content, and I went live inside the Tribe to be able to record the content without having my full studio set up, you know. So like
it's like having a mocap stage or like a production studio in a little box.
In your yeah, right. Yeah. Like, yeah.
And the cool thing about simulating a real world kit is, like, you know, in this event with NAMM, we got invited by Pioneer DJ to share some space in their booth. And I mean, that's obviously an expression of the fact that we're, you know, simulating their equipment and like amplifying what they already do. And so that's sort of one of the expressions of it.
One of the things that you made a notion of Tribe is a DJ software per se, but there are a lot of us, including myself, that like you, have used it as a virtual stage so I can record my content, as you mentioned, so I don't have to get all those Pro Tools that I would have to use to be able to use Tribe on a green screen. Like tonight, using Tribe in front of the NAMM sign, you know, with green screen, so I can pro edit later, but the tools that it has excel anything I've ever experienced, which is amazing.
I mean, that's, by the way, I mean, that's testament to the engineers. I just got like, you know, like we got this dope ass stable of engineers, you know, we're like Hunter leading the way, and Sam and Brad and Neil, and it's all this amazing crew of people that it's like a pretty heavy lift to build what they do. And they're just constantly hammering out new features that enable that kind of functionality.
Yeah.
So it's like super impressive.
Yeah.
Going to your story for a second, your origin story about your company and the legacy that you want to see in 10 years. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty simple. Our goal and our mission is to teach the world to DJ. And so, you know, I mean, I think with every month that goes by, with every year that goes by, you know, really we look at this and are we satisfying that? Do we have more students? Are there more people that are learning to DJ in some which way? And like the answer is yes. And you know, I think that's exciting. And you know, I think the collaboration or like the integration of like what I do in real life or like outside of VR versus what I do with Tribe, I mean, they're married. They're one and the same in the sense that our whole thing is trying to create a place where there's more music, there's more people playing music, there's more people interacting and creating and becoming DJs, and like that's exciting.
So even now, in your position in your company, do you still selflessly give yourself to your students to go see them play a show, or like tonight with NAMM, having your students play up there? Do you do that often?
Yeah, I mean, as often as I can. You know, I mean, the thing with the online, and that's why this kind of thing is so important in my mind. Ozan and I were kind of talking about this on the way over here when we were walking over. Is that we have these communities that are online, and so that's really beautiful because you get these people connecting from all over the place. But no matter how great the technology is and being able to do all of that, there's still nothing like getting a chance to shake your hand in real life, getting a chance to, you know, pick up on your essence, your vibe. Like, there's just things that don't quite translate to, you know,
it's
the screen.
It's the most immersive experience.
That is true. That is true. That is the
It's got all the signals.
It is the most 3D.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah, that was one of the highlights for today. Was that you were able to play with one of your students live in front of the crew.
Absolutely,
that was cool.
Yeah, I mean, kind of an impromptu like opportunity to be able to put a student on a stage, you know, in front of a pretty, you know, at a major event. You know, put a student on a stage on equipment he's never used, and then go back to back with them. I mean, that's pretty cool.
There was a question that was asked today when I was hanging out with you guys in the tribe setup, and I wrote it down because it wasn't part of my questions. But somebody asked me this because he was busy. That he said, "Hey, do you know?" Because I think I work with you guys. Do you know what is exciting and most generating buzz among DJs and music in regards to trap?
Well, there's, you know, a lot of curiosity about this concept of the metaverse, and I think that's probably the one that there are the most questions around. I think, you know, at the moment, Tribe is just amazing as a way of accessing equipment that you otherwise wouldn't have access to, and accessing to learning content. But as far as like creative curiosity, people are like, what is the metaverse? How can I be a creator in the metaverse? How can I stream into the metaverse? And you know, the thing is that it's still like really early days. That NAMM is actually pretty eye-opening in the sense that you have all this traditional equipment, you know, from like the guitars and the French horns and the clarinets and the pianos. They're like classic, right? And then you have this like the onset of electronic technology, digital technology, like DJing and so on. And it feels super, you know, modern. But I think it's like a slow progression where, you know, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, God knows, right? With internet technology, digital technology, it's just getting more and more expressive. And who, you know, there's like, it's kind of like hard to imagine, but what it's going to be. But it's just going to be more. Right? It's more electronic stuff, more internet stuff. And so all that being told, I think the metaverse is going to continue to grow and bloom. I mean, it's slow, but it's happening. So I think the metaverse is basically the big topic that people are curious about.
Do you find with Tribe, when you're looking at, when you do like a consensus, do you find that people are coming in that know how to DJ, or they're brand new to DJ?
Well, I mean, the ones that are the most noteworthy are the ones that are brand new to DJing, especially the kids, you know, because we're on the Quest headset, and that's primarily like an overlap with a gaming console. And so a lot of the kids that come in are gamers, and they don't have any prior experience with DJing, and they have all this amazing unbridled kid energy, and they just want to start banging on stuff. And to see them go from 0 to 1, you know, is like the most rewarding experience, you know, because then they're full on mixing, they got a voice, they got an attitude, they got a persona. So it's that narrative that's particularly good. You know, yeah.
You mentioned platform a bit earlier about the Quest, right?
Yeah.
So which platform currently is supported by Tribe? And also, what are the plans to expand into other ones like Apple Vision?
Yeah. I mean, right now we're on all the major VR platforms, so, you know, like all the Meta Oculus platforms, Quest, Rift, and so on. We're also available on Steam, on the Vive headsets. We're also on Pico. But the big question right now is what's going to happen with the Vision OS. Like, it just got released. It's not even like available yet, you know. And the marketing material looks really exciting. The reviews have been pretty good. And it could be the first expression of the next computing platform. It could be. And like, if that's true, it's kind of exciting to be part of this moment. I mean, there was like the iPhone moment that happened in whatever it was, in the 2000s. And it totally transformed the way people interact with their environment, basically, on so many levels. If this is anything like that, it's going to be really just interesting to see what happens with it. And we do plan to be on it, no matter what, like either way. So we're just like in the process of doing it. Like, we're starting with getting onto a desktop, just to be able to port away from VR onto like a different platform, and then get onto the Mac platform. and then eventually get onto things like Vision OS and just sort of make our way there. Still early days, but yeah, we'll see. We'll see how. And the Vision OS, the interaction with it is so different. Like with Meta and the Quest, you have the hand controllers, so you use that with the buttons, very game oriented. Whereas from what I understand, the marketing material, the Vision OS, you have like gaze detection, gaze tracking, and a pinch interaction, and that's how you interact with your environment. So it'll be curious to see how we translate the DJ thing into that platform.
With so you've seen, and there's a bunch of different types of applications on the iPad where they're DJ games, right? iDJ, things like that, DJ Red. Would Tribe ever be an iOS device where you can tap and control the tables?
Yeah. Well, we have that now. Well, we don't have the iOS, but we have the 2D version. Yeah, and I'll show you at some point. It'll be available in the next month, like live in the store. But basically, you'll be able to switch between VR and 2D. It's the same app, like one for one. All exact. It's 3D content and everything, but you're able to use it on a flat surface. So you can use it on your desktop and with a mouse and keyboard, like a traditional gaming type of thing. And the plan then is to port that to the iPhone, the iPad, the Mac OS. And it translates. I mean, touch, like any kind of virtual DJing application there.
So, some of the DJ friends that I've kind of shared this with, and they do see that the traditional real life equipment is matching apples to apples with what you guys have done.
Yeah.
Very, very, like 95%. It's flawlessly amazing.
Yeah.
And so this is the question that 3 of those DJs have asked me to ask you. So for us DJs who perform in real life in clubs and entertainment, the key of incorporating Tribe XR as into their performances, will you ever see Tribe being a tool that can be used in a performance in an actual nightclub with the IRL infused?
Yeah. I mean, that's sort of the holy grail, is to be able to kind of blend the virtual and the real in some way. And I mean, the big thing with the headsets right now is when you put them on, it kind of separates you from your physical environment, even with the pass-through. So doing it live in front of a crowd wearing that kind of funky headset is a little bit, it's a novelty, but maybe at some point if it gets into like cool Daft Punk glasses, then you can rock it. But until then, the question becomes how do you integrate your physical with the virtual? And one thing that we're curious about, that I hope we'll get there as we get to that point, is being able to use physical equipment, but in a virtual context. So you still have your physical stuff, but everything that you're doing is being translated into the headset in some way, and your movement is being tracked. So you've got an avatar, you've got a digital representation, and all that stuff, and the physical equipment is being replicated inside of Tribe and VR, and being broadcast into the metaverse, whatever it may be at that point. So you could be like basically straddling both, playing live at a show, interacting with people, and then all that being broadcast into a virtual context. So yeah, there's this hope, and then not beyond that too. When we have access to the physical equipment, we can use the virtual content to like teach you how to use it. So Hapa can appear, all the game mode stuff can appear, all the virtual content can appear on top of the physical equipment. So that's our goal for blending the two.
Amazing. That's exactly what I was hoping to hear, but I feel that for me as being a real life DJ and going into Tribe, it's expanded my universe to more opportunities, monetary, non-monetary, entertainment in the real world and VR, blending the two. So to me, it's a plus, it's a bonus. It's not I'm switching just from this to that. So it's the incorporation of, like you stated, both worlds, and that's amazing. So, okay, so that was pretty much it on the questions, buddy.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'm glad you drove down, made your way here. We got to meet in person, and
well,
this could be the beginning of a beautiful friendship.
That's cool. We're gonna get into it.
Improvised.
All right, guys. So that was Ozan DJ Hapa, Tribe and DJ coach. This is radio. Hope you guys enjoyed that. We're gonna bring you some more. Later, we're gonna go mess with Sickle for a little bit so he can be on camera. I'll see you guys online. See ya.